What's up everybody, it's Wes, and today I've got a special video for you. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos that are kind of like 5 things this and 5 things that, and this is the first one of that little kind of series or idea that I have. So first thing we're going to do today, we're going to talk about 5 things that I personally wish that I had known before I started producing. So number 1, getting signed as a producer isn't nearly as easy as you think it is. I thought for whatever reason when I started making music that I would literally just make a few instrumental tracks, put them out there on the internet, post them on SoundCloud. People would see it, people would share it, and that, I mean, this sounds really stupid, but that I thought my talent was like good enough to where I could just do that and get signed fairly easily. Also back then, I don't even think I knew what being signed as a producer even meant. A lot of you know this, but I came from a background of like bands and stuff. And so like as a band, your thing is you want to get signed by a label, but when you do the production thing, it's different. So that being said, number 1 is getting signed definitely is not as easy as you think it is. Number 2 thing is that remixes are kind of a rat race. And as you know from a former video, I kind of went on a little tangential rant about remixes and how I feel like they're really not your best bet if you're a producer. So remixes are a rat race in the sense that basically other people are getting really good quality, if you're good, to like build off of their work. So like remixes are called derivative works for a reason. They basically derive from the original, which means they get basically all the credit, all the rights, and most of the money, and you put in all the time and energy. So remixes, although they're a cool way to like build a portfolio and get quality vocals to work with so you can actually make something and showcase it to people, I wouldn't do them for too long because you've got to turn it over and start making original content so that you can be lucrative, you can be profitable on your own stuff. Number 3, the music industry market is so oversaturated. I wish I knew that. So it's like a good thing and a bad thing. So I'll say the bad thing first. Oversaturated meaning so many people have the ability to make music nowadays, especially through like DAWs like Logic or Ableton. Like you can just buy that stuff, you can download it, you can start making music in minutes. People are even still using GarageBand and Audacity. It works for creating music. There are so many producers, there's so many people at home just calling themselves producers, and you are a producer, it just depends like to what extent you're taking it seriously. That's the tough part, like you're just another fish in the sea, and if you don't find a way to stick out, you'll be drowning. But I feel like the silver lining to that is, the good part of that is, you have a really unique opportunity to stick out, and if you do stick out, people are gonna notice. Okay, so like, I see it all the time with remix competitions. The top tier, you do have a chance to stick out. People are gonna start to notice the top 10%, the top 5%, the top 1%, and if you can keep developing your craft, you can stick out in an oversaturated market. Number 4, you're only as valuable people as the money that you can make them. And I say that because for a long time, I was thinking like, well, if I'm just really good at something, some cool opportunity will come along. And like, I was like kind of in this fairy tale mentality of, if you're talented, it'll happen. And that's definitely not the case. People in the music industry, they want to see that you can bring them value, and specifically in the form of money. Like people are in the business to make money. Every business person is in business to make money. And so if you're a music producer, you have to be able to show people somehow that you can create profit for something. And the way to do that is to just think backwards from that, like what is profitable, what can I do to bring value? And I think specific ways are you can offer your services to singers. That's a really obvious way. It's hard, I'll be honest, you have to find the right singers, you have to find the right vocalists, the right clients to do that, but it's an opportunity, and if you can do that and make money, that's going to be appealing to other people. Also, if you can do social media successfully, there are a lot of ways to monetize that, and if in general people just like you, that's valuable to people as well. Tons of people are on Instagram and YouTube simply as what we would call influencers or vloggers, and they're not actually producing any kind of like valuable product necessarily. They are the product, their opinion is the product, and people come to them getting tons of hits, and you can get product endorsements and this and that. Lots of opportunities stem from that. Let's kind of circle back on the whole idea. Number 4 in short is basically don't overvalue yourself, or don't misvalue yourself. Don't be overly optimistic about what you think you're worth. Be humble about that and always strive to be more valuable. Number 5, most producers really stink at branding. And what I mean by that is specifically if you hop onto like a remix competition, you're gonna see a lot of really bad cover art, like for a remix. In more specific terms, I see a lot of like font inconsistency. I see a lot of like picture inconsistency. I see a lot of people don't have a graphic, or they don't have a logo, or they're just throwing stuff together. Or a lot of times producers are just too behind the scenes, like they don't get enough FaceTime, and so you can't connect with them meaningfully on social media. For my brand, it would be better to put my face out there, to talk to people, to get on camera, to post things, and like just get some FaceTime in. Not because I think my face is anything special, but I wanted people to be able to connect with me in a humanizing way through my brand. Cool, so quick recap. Number one, getting signed is not as easy as you think it is. Getting into the music business is not as easy as you think it is. Number two, remixes are kind of a rat race. Number three, the market is incredibly saturated. Okay, so you have to deal with that, whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing. Do your best to stick out among the noise. Number four, you are only as valuable to people as the money you can make them. Okay, so don't overestimate your value. Be humble, assume that you're worth less, and that'll play out better for you in the end. Number five, take your branding seriously. Most of your producer, competitor friends aren't taking it seriously, and you have a chance to stick out. You have a chance to have an edge on them if you take your photos seriously, if you take your branding seriously, if you get a logo, if you stay consistent, put your face out there, let people see you. I think that'll give you an advantage over people who don't have that kind of face time. So that being said, those are kind of like the 5 things that I wish I had known as a producer. Like before I started this whole journey, I think I would have saved time, I would have saved money, and I would have been able to kind of hone in on like what I wanted to do from day one. So I hope that helps you, especially if you're doing the producer thing. I would love to see other people kind of do what I'm doing and like follow my footsteps. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section. As always, shameless plug to subscribe. I think I'm going to be bringing a lot of valuable content to you soon, and I'll see you guys next time.